there will continue to be hot dogs with This woman thinks it's cool to put fish hooks in hot dogs and lay them out in her yard so that unsuspecting dogs end up eating them and then losing their lives.
Oh yeah, that sounds definitely safe, sound, sane, and calm and reasonable, you know? If this woman is totally not sociopathic, I'm pretty sure she's a very nice lady in real life.
She's doing this because she's frustrated that dogs keep coming into her yard, so her and her landlord devised a plan to put the fish hooks in the hot dogs and lay them out.
Wow, so the landlord is in on this brilliant plan as well, you know? Instead of the landlord and herself probably investing into some kind of makeshift fence, or maybe putting up a poster saying, private property, don't want your dogs on it, or maybe just talking to the dogs owners, telling them to keep their dogs off her property, she and her landlord, who are totally not sociopaths by the way, just decide to go to the most extreme thing and basically said, F those dogs, they gotta die.
You can see she posted this on Snapchat. bragging about it, and then she's now in the comment sections over on Facebook basically saying, I tried to be nice and now I'm going to be mean, and until dogs stop coming in my yard, there will continue to be hot dogs with fish hooks in them.
See, ladies and gentlemen, these are the people roaming amongst us. I don't know the clinical term for going to the most extreme solution for very minimal problems, but genuinely speaking, this is why I have trust issues. And even in this image that she allegedly posted to her own Snapchat, she said, basically exposing herself with the hot dogs and the hooks in them, fishing hooks, with a caption, when you and your landlord are sick of all the dogs constantly tearing out the trash, so she puts out a treat for them. 3 crying emojis, by the way, followed up by hashtag hookwieners. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I just gotta say, these people deserve serious prison time for this. If any dogs have died by this, she also said on Instagram or Facebook. Her name is Paige Alexandra Brock. She said, so I even asked for another form of advice to handle the dogs, but y'all haven't replied to that. I've tried all the quote-unquote safe and nice ways as well, and the authorities, so I guess she called the police as well. She also said if someone can give me some genuine advice on how to keep dogs away from my yard, then they will get thrown away. I don't necessarily like the idea of the dogs suffering either, but I am sick of them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just gotta say, for some reason, I get it, she's having some kind of land dispute. Dogs are entering onto her private property and she hates it. I get it. But when did she come to the conclusion that literally sabotaging food, leaving bait on her property with sharp hooked objects in them was the right thing to do? Not only do I believe it is reprehensible and immorally wrong, but it is also very illegal, I believe, given the intent she has exposed while doing this.
Now, I am the first one to state, if you own a dog, it is your responsibility to keep them on a leash on your property and out of other people's yards. At the same time, this is illegal. This is animal cruelty. Her name is, by the way, the woman who's doing this, her name is Paige Alexandra Brock, and she's doing this together with her landlord. Both her and her landlord are the ones who devised this plan, and they think that it's a solid option.
I just gotta say, why not just get a fence? Like, I get it can be a tough situation to be in if you literally have neighbors who keep allowing their dogs onto your land when you don't want that, especially, like, let's say, to play devil's advocate, if you have your kid out there, a toddler or a cat or small animals that can be injured by these dogs, of which you don't know, I completely understand. And in my opinion, there are better ways of doing this than literally potentially murdering them, you know? I believe for situations like this, if it really is bad, you can get like a shock stick. I know that sounds crazy. Potentially get your own dog so that other dogs know to stay away. Maybe if she hasn't already, talk to her neighbors and let them know the legal ramifications of allowing their dogs to go onto your land without permission. Possibly once again building a fence. Call the cops, find the owners, call animal control. Somebody else's dog not on a leash comes on your property, go get the dog, assuming they're not a danger to you, put them in a kennel, and then call animal control. If the owners don't want to control their animals or their dogs, then at that point call the authorities, 911, law enforcement, or animal control. Have them come take that dog and let the owner deal with the rest. But what you cannot do is premeditate potential murder of a dog because you're annoyed that they're coming on your lawn.
So if you live in the Mississippi, it's Booze Cheeto. I don't know how to say that, but this is the name of the town where she's residing. If you are in this neighborhood or in this town and you know this woman, if you live next to this woman and you have dogs, beware, okay? Because this is what's going on over there. Again, Mississippi, this is the name. Her name is Paige Alexandra Brock.
So as you just heard, Paige Alexandra Brock. And of course, you know, people in the comment section are saying, fence, maybe a fence would help. Another person said, and she'll say she's Christian. I bet, shake my head, I don't know, maybe. A lot of crazy people tend to have the Christian cross in their bios, followed by Christ is King or some shit. This is very common. Another commenter said, is she still employed? Asking for the check. Another person said, animal abuse. Call the local authorities. Another person said, and I quote, I don't like to see dogs suffer, either quoting her, followed up by saying, but posted laughing faces all over her post, bragging about baiting dogs like this. Girl, what? I mean, yeah, that's just typical sociopathic behavior, I swear. Another person said, this woman has children? Hopefully not. Another person said, one thing is, as you say, owning a dog gives you our responsibility. I think they meant owning a dog gives you the responsibility to keep the dog on a leash, etc. but accidents happen. However, there are other animals too, without a leash or owners, natural living in this world amongst us. Exactly. So leaving out that particular bait is crazy because, you know, especially in Mississippi, what's the wildlife out there? Deer, bear, opossums, fox, raccoons. Like, you know, you're pretty much gonna end up, if they eat that and swallow it, killing them too. Literally swallowing a fish hook, I mean, for an animal, much less for a human being who has access to a hospital to, you know, get that cleared out, that would be painful. For an animal, that's basically a death sentence. But they're going to say which would eat the hot dogs as well. They're also being killed now. So this is not even targeting dogs only, but any meat-eating animal slash bird, etc., big enough to eat those small hot dog pieces fast. But of course, do you think she cares about that? People like this, they don't think things through. They're very dangerous, sociopathic, extreme, violent, highly impulsive individuals who tend to have dark triad traits, narcissistic traits, me. Whatever impacts me is bad if it's negative, and if it doesn't benefit me, I need to cut it out my life with no compromises, no negotiations. Now, to be fair, she did imply her and her landlord did try to, I guess, reach out to local authorities, that they didn't help, neighbors maybe. I'm not sure the conversations she's had with her landlord and other people in the vicinity, but this is just crazy. You can't do that at all. In my opinion, this is literally premeditated murder. And as you can see here, somebody tagged her Instagram page by the name of _Delilah's.mommy. And as you can see here, she has kids. I'm assuming based off of the AI image here, a baby and another girl followed by her. Yeah, she definitely has kids based off of this bio. So honestly, again, in her defense, if she has a little one roaming around outside and dogs are coming onto her property, not knowing what type of breeds those are, potentially it could put her kids in danger. We all understand the dangers of big dogs and little kids. In my situation, if I had a repeated problem and nobody to turn to, right? As she implied, she called the cops, they didn't help. But just to play devil's advocate, if I called the cops, they didn't help. If I called animal control, they didn't help. If I talked to my neighbors, they didn't help, and explained my situation and nobody's helping me, the only option I have left is to exterminate the threats before that threat threatens my children. But that is just in the most extreme situation, right? Assuming I've already exhausted all my other options. At that point, if I have to kill a dog to defend my children's lives, I will do so. But the way she's going about it, I don't even think it's even gotten to that point yet. Especially considering the laughing emojis she put after her message on Snapchat talking about the plan her and her landlord devised together. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below about this. What do you think? Another person also said, this is a violation of Mississippi law under the Mississippi Dog and Cat Protection Law. Intentionally harming or attempting to harm a domesticated dog, including baiting them with items designed to injure, torture, and kill, is considered animal cruelty if done with malice. It qualifies as aggravated cruelty, which is a felony in the state of Mississippi. Placing fish hooks inside hot dogs with the intent to injure, which is why I brought up intent before, or kill dogs, fits the definition of intentional torture or maiming under this statute. This needs to be investigated and addressed immediately by the appropriate authorities. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about this? We're probably gonna have mixed opinions and comments down below. Hopefully I gave a fair analysis or opinion about this situation. You know, if these are small dogs, that's one thing, but if they're like wild roaming dogs, you know, dogs without a leash, that is a problem, especially if you have small children on your land. If that was a repeated thing, it would probably escalate to like legal shit, me and my neighbors having a real fucking problem. Not gonna lie, but I don't think she even explored all her options, to be honest. But anyway, feel free to air all your opinions down below. If you want to send me any other videos or topics, you already know what to do. Tag me on TikTok or Instagram. And yeah, catch you all in the next one. All right, guys, so here we are over here on the second channel. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing any editing as this is the more casual channel, but there's this new story I just saw coming around of a new DoorDash girl who was delivering food to, you know, just regular people, random people. And so she was delivering the food, and basically she ended up using some kind of mace or bear spray when she put the food down. Like, check this. So that's her right here on the left-hand screen. Obviously, the video on the right.
My wife had started eating and she started choking and gasping, and after she had had a couple bites of her food, she actually threw up. It's pepper spray. It's more than likely what it is, but now in this day age, it could have been anything. Could have been rat poison, could have been fentanyl. You know, I mean, my wife could have been dead. Definitely want to see her prosecuted.
And I just gotta say, bro, lock her up. Prosecution, bro. You caught her in 4K, bro. She needs to go to prison because, like, macing someone's food because they may not have tipped. And I don't even know if drivers still see tips at the beginning of orders, or maybe she didn't like the ride. Maybe she didn't want the order. Maybe something happened that triggered her. Who knows? These people were completely innocent. I'm pretty sure if you're a customer, a paying customer, and you order food and you want your food delivered, it should be delivered, you know, safely, organized, without being tampered with. I don't understand the logic behind this. And according to this post from Unlimited L's, they say the DoorDash driver accused of spraying pepper spray on an order says she was just spraying a spider. Okay. Courtney Stevenson, 29, faces multiple felony charges after DoorDash customers reported getting sick from their meals. So it's multiple people, according to the, you know, the plural words I'm seeing. So it's not only one individual. Stevenson told detectives she was pepper spraying a spider, not the food, and said she is terrified of spiders. Oh yeah, sure. In this instance right here, she looks totally terrified. Look at her, petrified. Oh yeah, look at her, very, very scared, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, sure. Additionally, the post says she was visiting her father in Indiana and working for DoorDash at the time. She was arrested in Kentucky and will be extradited to Indiana. And ladies and gentlemen, this is just, I don't even use delivery anymore. I have not used delivery in so long. So it's just like, I just, guys, if you still use delivery in this day and age, what are you doing? I think this is another customer she bear sprayed. Okay, looks like this may be a different house, or maybe the same house, different angle. But I just gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, you guys know I don't trust people, all right? I've made that abundantly clear in all the video topics I've talked about, all the stories I covered. In this day and age, we live in a very low trust society with a lot of sadistic fucks. Excuse my language, pardon my language. I just gotta say, I can't, it's just, I'd rather pick up my food, and that's what I do all the time. If I go get food, takeout, I literally pick it up myself. I don't use delivery anymore. I'm sorry. I've not used delivery since, like, I don't know. And here, as you can see, is the DoorDash driver. Isn't it funny? We just talked about another lady, a young lady who claimed she got sexually assaulted by a passed out guy on his couch. You know, the whole debate. I'm not going to go over that again. She's been charged, criminally charged. I think she copped a plea, right? So she's going to be serving community service or something. I don't know. But in that situation, she's pretty much screwed. And here we have a new DoorDash driver, whatever her name is. I'm going to be saving this photo, obviously, for a thumbnail. But I just got to say, I'm starting to pick up a pattern with a lot of these DoorDash drivers who are freaking out on customers for various reasons. Now, I'm not going to say what those patterns are. I'm pretty sure we all have eyes and ears. And a comment I see on the r/news subreddit, someone says, as a former DoorDash driver, this shit is beyond my comprehension. I'm going to assume, again, as a former delivery driver, and knowing the type of people they hire, that in her mind, they left a poor tip, or hell, maybe no tip, and that's the justification. So I guess DoorDash drivers see the tips or no tips before actually delivering the food. Okay, that was new to me. I thought they did it after. Wow, they should probably change that. They also say she used to do this heinous act. So that was the justification. The thing is that if you've got more than 2 brain cells to rub together, you can tell when a delivery does not have a tip or has a low tip. And if you don't like it, you just turn it down and it'll go to another driver and another driver and another driver until somebody takes it. Another person said, what a disgusting creature. Hope she enjoys prison. Another person said, so many delivery drivers from DoorDash and Grubhub are very rude and sketchy. Yeah. Another person said, it is the bottom of the barrel work for the least employable people. Now, I don't know about that. I can't say what, struggles people are going through to where they have to work these side gigs. But I just got to say, obviously, since the barrier for entry is so low, you'll likely have the most sketchy, scummiest people with all kinds of felony backgrounds or unemployable track records, legit, predators who can't work with other people or kids or, who are not going to be employable at regular establishments. They're going to be accepted into these types of jobs. And that's probably why there seems to be a heavy bias or skew towards people of particular characteristics like this.
Take a look at this. That woman is a DoorDash driver delivering a food order. After putting the order down, she sprays the bag. Was it pepper spray? The woman who ate it started feeling sick. When she and her husband checked the doorbell camera video, they saw that shocking moment.
I just gotta say, look at her face, bro. The look of just pure, it's just, what is it? Contempt? Disgust? Apathy? What is she? She's trying to hurt other people because she's likely hurting on the inside. And it's just,
Pagliano has the details.
A DoorDash delivery woman drops off a bag of food and takes a photo to document the delivery. So far, so good. The food was delivered to homeowner Mark Hardin's front door in Evansville, Indiana. The meal was from Arby's. Then something happened to his wife, Mandy.
yo, what if she died? What if she had a severe allergic reaction to this? She doesn't know if any of the people she's contaminating their food with, have any severe allergic reaction to what is in that mace. They could have died. And do you think she would have cared? She may have cared after the fact. She may have pled the victim after the fact. She may have shed tears after the fact. I hope, bro, she needs to do serious time in prison, man, or jail at the very least.
Started eating and she started coughing and gasping. Next thing I know, that she's gagging enough that it's made her throw up. And I come in here and I noticed that there was some type of spray on the bag. And that's when I went back and watched the footage from my doorbell camera and realized that the food had been tampered with.
Man, you really can't trust people. And someone in the comment section, Demigod, said DoorDash is just hiring psychopaths these days. And yeah, it seems to be the case. Someone else said, LMAO, have you worked DoorDash? The only thing they ask for is your social security ID and your license plate number. And I'm guessing that's just to, like, I don't know, for security reasons, if you try and scam, I guess, on their website, like, I don't know. Like, I guess an order comes through. Somehow, some way you go pick up the food, you cancel the order, but you still deliver the food and expect some type of payment. If that makes any type of sense, I don't know. I'm just like speculating.
Say that again. When Cardin watched the footage, he noticed that after the driver snapped the photo, she sprayed something that he believes is pepper spray right on the bag. Why would the delivery driver pepper spray a customer's food? Did they even know who she was?
Because she's a disgusting human being, and a lot of people who are disgusting on the inside, they wanna materialize their disgusting acts in the real world and hurt other innocent people who have nothing to do with their mental illnesses. And I understand a lot of people are hurting on the inside, but you have to take accountability for your actions and realize that other people have nothing to do with what is going on inside of you, and you need to heal. Essentially, all right? I used to be in a part of my life where I had anger issues, and I realized, bro, I cannot take out my anger on people because of my past, all right? Trauma, family issues, daddy issues, whatever the fuck. Like, everybody has a story, but just because I'm hurting doesn't mean I now have to hurt other people. That's how you perpetuate the cycle, bro. And we need to break the curse. We need to break the cycle, and clearly she's failing at that.
I'd never met her before in our life. Just walk up to our house, spray pepper spray on our food.
Was she unhappy with the tip? Here's a receipt from the order. It shows they tipped $2 on the new.
Okay, so this is so receipt. $2 tip. Okay, fair enough. You're getting tipped. In my opinion, nobody is obligated to tip. That is literally optional everywhere in the world. But for some reason, we've perpetuated a culture here in America where delivery people or service workers feel as though that they're obligated to tips. And instead of putting pressure on the employers, like a DoorDash or an Uber or owner of a diner where you should be paying your employees or your contractors livable wages, we now want to gaslight customers into believing that we should subsidize the salaries that employers or large corporations should be paying their employees. I've literally argued with people on Twitter about this, and somehow they always try to gas. It's always like a 50-50. I have people on my side and then people against me, and I'm trying to beat logic into people. Stop letting these corporations gaslight you into believing that we as paying customers should subsidize their employees. Like, hold them accountable. Why are you trying to guilt trip customers into tipping when now I'm getting flabbergasted. The pressure of paying employees should be on the employer, and this is coming from me as an employer. I make sure that my guy gets paid well because it's not on anybody else aside from me and the deal that we negotiated with each other. It's very simple.
Nearly $28 meal. That's just a 7% tip. I spoke to Sheriff Noah Robinson. Are you disturbed by what you see on this video?
I am deeply alarmed and disappointed. We're taking the matter very seriously, and we're going to do everything in our power to ensure that this person is held accountable for their actions.
DoorDash tells us they have a zero tolerance for this type of appalling behavior, and the driver has been permanently removed from the platform. They also say they are cooperating with the investigation.
That is disgusting. And someone, you know, rightfully so said the tipping culture in America is actually stupid. It is. And it has bred a lot of entitlement. And guys, you want to know one thing I don't like? I despise entitlement and entitled people. Anybody who feels as though that they're entitled to my money, if I paid for something and bro, listen, man. All I gotta say is I hate entitled people. I hate people with bitchy attitudes. And if you feel like you're obligated to my money, hey, tough luck, tough tit. Anyways, guys, thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about this? This is just a part of American culture that we're gonna have to, as Americans, figure out how to solve and to weed not only these people out, but the stigma around tipping and people feeling as though that they are justified in assaulting or contaminating people's foods because low tips or whatever the fuck. Honestly, it's disgusting, but yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Today, we brought in overlanding experts
to break down what can go wrong when you hit the trails in your 4x4. First clip.
Yeah, you know, I woke up this morning in a good mood, told myself it was going to be a great day, and then everything kind of just went to Oh, man.
If it's the axle I'm thinking it is, he's 100% fine. If you blow your front diff, you can always hopefully get out of where you are in rear-wheel drive. Unless you're stuck, then you shouldn't go alone. Never go alone.
You just got to make sure you hook up, make sure you have some recovery rope with you or something like that, and a good way to secure it down to another vehicle. If you're by yourself, you better hope you have a hiking bag with you. You know, have a pocket knife with you, have some water with you, have some food with you and stuff like that. Whenever we go out on our trips, that's pretty much what we always do, is we have a little bit of resources to hike out. But this is a pretty remote area, so this looks like it might be kind of a long hike. So I might recommend also having like a Garmin, you know, satellite phone or something, satellite text messaging service with you. That is also a good idea.
Next clip.
Oh yeah,
That looks deep. Oh, he's stuck. Oh, man.
We got the Max Tracks out, South Carolina.
Hey.
I know Clay when I see it, man.
Ooh, that went right in the door. So here's what I think happened. I think he got a little too excited. He didn't test how deep it was first.
It'll look shallow, but then you put your car in it, and it's not. It's not. That's red mud too. Red mud will suck you in. And with the kinetic rope, you have to really have a powerful and heavy vehicle to snatch you out of that kind of mud. It's almost like glue, that kind of mud.
I didn't even know there was a difference in muds.
Yeah, there's slippery mud. There's like stuff. It's not. I don't like mud.
A mud tire is supposed to cut through that, ideally, because it has very large blocks, very large shoulders, very large separation, so it should clear out mud pretty quickly. And usually you need to clear out that mud by actually turning the wheels and rotating them faster so they can clean out the mud and keep propelling you along.
There was a little bit of a splash from a spin. You can see it right there, but it's only on one side.
As you can see in the video, he's high-centered. As soon as he hits that mud, as soon as his tires go into those tracks, right on those diffs, and
So you can't even use like a skid plate to push the mud out. You're just stuck.
But Max Tracks are good to have. Good to have front recovery points on this, obviously. Good to have somebody else with you. It looks like he has somebody else filming, so hopefully there's another truck with him. One other point that I want to make is when you do go in like this, pull yourself back out through your tracks. Don't try and pull yourself through it, because it is a lot more load on all of your recovery gear, and you can snap recovery gear very easily. I watched a chain snap and almost decapitate a guy one time because he tried to pull somebody else through a snowbank instead of out in the tracks that he had already made going in.
This is a PSA. Do not go near red mud. Next clip.
It's a Jeep. Of course it is.
Oh,
I knew that was gonna happen.
Oh, yeah. Kicking it down the trail, too.
Straight axle for you. As Spring said, goodbye.
Basically, the articulation that your front axle is able to make is longer than the actual spring that you have in there.
That spring just sits on 2 perches. The spring has nothing holding it in there besides tension.
And if you don't have limiting straps, that's what happens, because limiting straps limit your travel.
We have some on our Ranger.
Same thing, same idea. Crawlers and trophy trucks both use them. Other than that, that happens.
Yeah,
Their
that
spring
is
just shoots out.
wild to me.
Especially in a straight axle.
Ceto spring.
It's literally just a strap that can be between 13 to 17 inches. You want to make sure that you measure those correctly so that that doesn't happen, because the limiting straps do stretch over time. They can stretch up to, I think, 1 inch or 2 inches over time with a lot of travel.
Oh. The good thing is the fix for this is relatively
super easy.
Yeah, because all you need to do is really jack up one side, get it to articulate again, and then pop that.
This is why Jeeps are made the way they are. Easy to fix, easy to break.
Easy to fix, easy to break.
January this year, me, Mike, Joey Rizul, old friend, used to work here at the channel, Nolan and his fiance and an old editor of ours, Dean, all went to Rower Flats to go off-roading. It was supposed to be a super easy day, and we turn around and come running back down the hill, and we see this.
When I set out to record this video, this is not the story I thought I was going to be telling. The route Justin was taking us on was more technical than anything I had seen here before. I felt like I could get away with it in the moment, and
no, don't do this.
I couldn't.
No, weight shift, and he's over.
Joey's fine. Joey's fine.
And he's still on throttle.
Is that a 22 RE just yanking away? In there?
Justin quickly went into dad mode, and he was on the phone to every off-road recovery company he could find.
You were actually on the phone to me.
Yeah, yeah. My truck was over the hill, and I'm yelling, like, what are you doing? Stop!
Actually, Justin, I've wheeled with you a lot, and I know that you don't do that. You usually go, hey, don't do that.
Normally, I'll let you pass with some smart-ass bullshit like this, but Mike was there, and both of us were sprinting.
You can't run.
Listen. It's throttle. See?
Oh, wow.
That's me.
I stand corrected.
It looks like they're at Roller Flats, which is rollover flats, which is why. That's what it is. Yeah, be careful. Be careful.
From what he was telling me, he said he tried to switch to a different line.
Okay.
Which means he had to go over a rut into a different rut.
If you're going up a really severe hill like this, you should never try and turn your weight down the mountain. I mean, you're in an SUV or a truck or something, right? Your center of gravity is already pretty high. When you put it on its side on a hill, it's just much more likely to roll.
That's why a lot of off-roaders you'll see with the big tires stuck out more. It gives you a low center of gravity.
Lower.
You don't want to be tall and skinny. When you're in the air, you don't think of that. You're just like, I'm dying. That's it. I'm dead. It's gone.
This is one of the things that scares me the most about off-roading. You can go up any hill, and there's just a risk of rolling over.
Luckily, this is a slow roll, so it's not too bad, and I'm glad he's okay.
It's still rolling.
Because it was a slow roll. But the roll, the part in the sentence is roll, right? You're just focused on the roll part.
Don't panic. Don't start to do this. Don't start to turn around. You're much better off most of the time, 99% of the time, backing down. Or if you cannot back down and you have someone else with you, it's a much better idea to try and winch to them, have them winch you, have them pull you with a strap, something like that. Trying to turn downhill like this, I don't think I would ever recommend this in any scenario. Right. You should always try and find a different way out of this.
I agree.
Well, Joey, I'm glad you're okay. Definitely gonna miss your 4Runner.
I don't even know you, but I'll buy it for $500.
Let's go to the next clip. Oh, well, that's a nice boat.
It's probably fine, as long as they turned it off and they just have to hit the shallow enough spot and they'll just back right in.
Yeah, do you think that'll turn back on
No.
after this? No? Okay. There's the answer.
If he didn't shut it off, anything that was supposed to get air is now water, and nothing will work pretty much. You've just hydrolocked that engine.
If you are trying to cross something and you don't know the depth of it, number one, the best thing to do is walk into the water. So go get yourself into the water, make sure that you can swim, obviously. And it's always a good idea to, if you're gonna walk into the water, tie a rope to the front of your truck and walk out there with the rope so that, for instance, if there's like really deep sand or like quicksand or whatever it is under the water, that you can kind of pull yourself back up on the rope.
Smart.
The next thing that you should do is if you can't walk into the water, there's a couple of signs that you can look for. So number one, if the water is still, if it's not moving like this and it's shimmering on top, that actually generally means that it's pretty shallow. And the wind is actually picking up the water because it's shallow enough. If it's not moving at all, it's definitely deeper. And the second thing is take a rock, throw it into the middle of that puddle somewhere and listen for the sound of when it breaks the surface of the water to the distance it travels and hits the bottom. If it's really deep, it'll be kind of a splash and then a plunk. Yeah. But if it's splash plunk right after each other, then it's usually golden. Another good thing there also is that if you hear like a clunk, that means it's solid underneath. If you don't really hear anything that it hits, it means that it's pretty soggy
Super
underneath of that. Yeah. And then of course there's always the stick method, which is just to take a stick and dip it down in there.
That's my method. I bet 100% this guy was like, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Cross this thing a million times.
And then he floats away. All right, cool. Well, we've learned a lot from this funny little clip. So let's see if we learn some more in the next one.
All right, new Cybertruck.
Oh!
Don't do that.
That's a big puddle. That looks fine. Where is it?
Dead.
Oh!
Did it shut off?
Generally not a great sound. This actually kind of sounds like a plastic fender liner.
I was gonna say, it sounds exactly like my truck rubbing.
Yes,
I put
it
bigger
does.
tires on. That's the exact sound it makes when I turn and it catches the fender liner.
Any noise like that, that's loud like that, is always scary. Like, oh, what did I do? Until you find out what it is, it's just a piece of plastic. Nothing to worry about. Really? You can just cut it off, take it off,
Got it.
reclip it, but
Just pull it out so you can get on the
yeah,
trail again.
yeah, exactly.
Number one way to avoid this, don't hit the puddle that fast. It looks really cool for photos and videos and everything, but at the same time, you can do some pretty serious damage.
This car's probably at a recall facility right now.
Probably not accepting it. Don't use the truck for truck things. Bad you.
I'm sure the guy driving, or girl, whoever, is bricks.
Oh yeah, probably.
Because they don't know what that sounds
Oh, and they just spent $100,000
Yeah.
on what is supposed to be a truck, I guess.
Yeah. And they're like, crap, I didn't turn on Wade mode.
Generally, the way the wheel wells are shaped, a lot of water just flows into them when you hit big puddles, and those plastic fender liners are usually only held in with a couple of clips,
Right.
and the pressure of water against it can pop them out pretty easily.
Especially in a vehicle like a Cybertruck where the machines that put it together don't torque things down enough. So
Oh.
I can imagine those fender liners are really loose.
Please, Elon, don't sue me. I have no money.
So we recently just took a big long trip into Death Valley in a Cybertruck, which was going to be a lot of fun, but we didn't actually make it to the major destination we were trying to get to. When you're traveling really far, especially to go off-road, to go see the world and stuff like that, you need range, and you can't bring a charger with you because the power it takes to charge these things is immense. I don't recommend taking Cybertrucks on long trips. Next clip. Oh, whoa!
That looks great.
That thing is intense.
I think I know this guy online. I've seen his videos.
Woo!
Max's Trepidors and everything. This thing bead-locked. Lots and lots of travel. Solid
much-
axle.
He's got all the travel.
Yeah.
No doors.
This looks bueno.
Oh, it's right-hand drive.
That thing is badass.
So what's the biggest mod to get this sort of articulation?
4-link. Basically, there's 4 links that go from the axle to somewhere on the frame here, and same in the back. So you can do a 4-link in the front and just have a regular setup in the back, or you can do a 3-link in the front, regular setup in the back, vice versa. A lot of people, like this guy, most likely has a 4-link front and rear.
What's the level where it becomes inconvenient to have this much travel and articulation?
Never. In terms of actually going out and doing trails with something with this much articulation, it just puts everything on easy mode. But also 50% of the fun is building it.
Yes.
Right? Is building something that's a monstrosity and this cool. The similarities between this and a like 2,000 horsepower car are very similar.
Yes.
It's like the 2,000 horsepower car, it's not really street drivable anymore, you know? And also, can you ever really use that 2,000 horsepower?
Nope.
Not really. So sometimes it's more fun to drive a 300 horsepower GR Corolla.
Sounds like the off-road community is all about linking and building.
Linking and breaking and building and breaking and breaking and building and breaking.
The process never stops.
Next clip.
Oh, that's steep.
Oh, it's a Tacoma. Oh!
Say goodbye to your CV action.
What the heck?
He went to try and climb up this. He unloaded the weight off of the front axle with a little bit too much speed. When he came up to it, he hit it, and he hit it with the back axle. And when he hit it with the back, because all the weight is going up a hill, the front started to come off and lift. I'm over-exaggerating a little bit here. When you come up, the wheels start to spin, and sometimes even faster. And then when they land back on the ground, you compress the suspension. And when you do that, you put all the load into the wheel. And when that wheel takes all the load, the first thing to break generally is your CV axle, because you're spinning, 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 and then all of a sudden all this load is applied into that spinning wheel, and then just transfers to the CV axle, and that snaps, and that looks like exactly what happened here.
Fortunately, with those kind of trucks, it is easy to take that axle right out. You'll be rear-wheel drive, but at least you can drive home. He didn't hurt anything in the back, it doesn't look like, so he can just back out of there.
At least he's safe.
He's okay.
Yeah.
He's okay. The truck's okay.
A CV axle is relatively easy to change, by the way. When I went out and ran a very difficult trail in Northern California, we had a vehicle that was IFS. We went through 3 CV axles that day, which is fairly uncommon. We got to the point where we could change out those CV axles in about 15 minutes. One thing to consider with CV axles is that it's like a purpose-built weak link. So what you really want to have happen is a CV axle snap before the differential itself breaks. You want the fuse to blow before the whole system blows. Don't just look at this video and be like, I should upgrade my CV axles. Not always the best thing to do, because if they're super strong but the diff is weak, then the diff will blow and you're in a whole different world of trouble with that. Can we watch the next clip, please, Justin, please? More.
If you need it.
More short-form clips. We need them.
Please,
for it over please.
Ooh, that's gonna be deep. Yep, that's deep. That's crazy deep.
Go, 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 go.
Oh, it's starting to fly.
Okay, stop.
Oh,
He
no.
has a snorkel. He's fine. Keep going. Oh, the Land Cruiser.
That's so cool.
I love it.
This actually goes back a little bit because we were talking about wheel speed and carrying wheel speed through a puddle, and that you'll keep chugging along because the tires need to clean themselves out. This is exactly what this guy did, and that is a great use case for wheel speed.
Because a lot of people, they'll stop forward momentum, and the first thing they do is let off the throttle, throw it in reverse, and try and go backwards. Sometimes that's great, but when you're in a big puddle like that with all that water, your snorkel's doing all your work for you. Just keep it going.
Snorkel is basically your air intake rerouted out and up and above your car. If all your electrical stuff is contained and you trust your alternator enough, you can do something like that.
And kind of don't let off until you're literally sitting stationary and you have not made forward progress in 10 seconds or something like that. Or if you feel yourself starting to go down.
If you're sinking, then back up.
If this guy got stuck, how hard do you think this would have been to recover?
As long as he doesn't stay in one spot and keep accelerating,
digging in,
it shouldn't be too bad.
He looks like he has his rope tied around his front antennas, which is a great thing. That means he's prepared for the fact that he might get stuck in there. And what's nice about that is if you're underwater already, it's very difficult to get out and get the clutch or the winch disengage, pull out the rope and all that stuff. So if you're about to go into deep water, what you want to do, disengage the clutch, take out a few yards of line and stuff, tie it up around something like that. We've done it before where we've actually taken it out, we throw it in through the window with us. If, for instance, we get stuck, we just open our window and throw the line out.
Someone else grabs it.
Somebody else grabs it.
And that way you don't have to get wet.
You don't have to get wet, and the clutch is already engaged on the winch and everything like that, and all you have to do is sit in there. Hopefully you have a remote, a wireless remote for your winch, and you just wing. Good idea. Nice job on this guy. He did all the right things.
Let's dip into the next clip.
Oh, where's he going?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Ice.
Slippery.
Yeah, he's like slipping up there.
Oh, that's no. Oh, yeah, you're fine.
Oh.
Oh, it's great.
No.
Oh, no. No,
Oh,
move. Why would you?
That was going fast.
These guys waited till last minute to move.
Do you think they're all friends still?
Yes.
Okay. I'd hope so. I'd want to hope so, but you never know.
But I can tell you the main problem with this right here.
What happened?
Jeep people.
This generation, a Jeep is one of those cars where you can just go to a dealership, buy it, and then go off-roading with no experience.
Unfortunately, that's what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
They'll buy a Jeep and they're like, I can go anywhere. It just turns into something like this where they can't control their vehicle because they don't know not to slam their brakes on in the snow. They don't know how fast to accelerate. They don't know how to basically control it in an almost uncontrollable situation. If you're going off-road and you're bringing your friends and they might not be as experienced as you, do them a favor and help them. Don't let them try to figure things out by themselves. Be a friend. Even if strangers, trail etiquette. If anybody's stuck, anybody's having a hard time with anything on the side of the trail, we stop, we ask if they're okay. It's just part of the community. Just be a good leader. Love each other.
Yeah.
Toyotas and Jeeps come together, man.
Let's go to the next clip.
Okay.
Should there be
steering
volume?
Pointing. We have our transfer case selector.
Transfer case selector.
Sway bar disconnect.
Front
And rear.
drive.
Whoa! Yes, so when you buy a Rubicon, these are all the things that you can now do, which is being able to go over small curbs, sometimes big curbs. But I can see why you'd buy a 4Runner and never take it off-road because it's still like a manageable car. I don't know why you'd buy a Wrangler and never take it off-road.
I just say if you're gonna buy a new 4x4, understand what everything does. Don't just lock your diff and say, yeah. You know, you gotta know why you're doing it, situations that you should do it. It's always kind of fun also to take your car or truck without turning any of those options on, see what you're capable of. And then turn all those options on while you're going and see, okay, that makes this difference, that makes this difference. You get experience like that.
If you want to see even more off-roading fails, make sure you click right here. Thank you, Zach, for coming out.
Natasha, thank you for coming on the show.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Go watch all our other videos. Check out our main channel, Donut Media. Y'all have a good one. Bye. Jeeps!
You either love them or you hate them.
So today we brought in some real mechanics to break down Jeep fails from TikTok and let us know
what these Jeeple did wrong.
First clip. All right, we got a bunch of snow, rooftop tent, Jeep struggling. Of all the things that should be struggling, it shouldn't be a Jeep.
What's going on there?
Looks like he's got
bald tires or something?
He looks like he doesn't have traction.
Yeah.
Or at least maybe he's too heavy, but no, weight helps in snow.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. You think maybe the tires just don't have enough tread?
Look at the Toyota just.
I know, Toyota, totally fine. Not a good look, Jeep. I'm Angelina Alcantar, and I teach automotive for Riverside City College.
He's just slipping. He's not waiting for those tires to fully grip into the snow. My name's Natasha Adams, and I'm the owner of Hardline Ladies Off-Road, and I love off-roading.
Do you think this person was like, I have a Jeep,
Yes.
I'm gonna take the hard way, and then got stuck?
That's exactly what happened.
Honestly, at this point, you might as well just hit the bank.
Right? Yeah.
Just hit the snowbank.
Yeah, just go over it. It looks like all four are kicking snow. Looking at the side profile of the tire tread, I feel like his tires just don't have enough bite.
If you're in a snowstorm like this, I would always recommend airing down, especially snow wheeling. I always keep the tires aired down until I'm completely off the mountain, just for safety, especially if it's this snowy on the roads.
See how the snow is packed in the tire of the 4Runner? That means he has traction.
Yeah.
The 4Runner is doing the perfect example of what you should be doing. It's literally staying in a path, going the same speed.
Oh yeah,
Beautiful.
Look at that. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Chains are really only needed on a two-wheel drive vehicle or if you don't have good traction on your tires. So in this case, I think chains probably would have helped him, but had he just had good enough tires, he wouldn't need the chains.
The Jeep will probably get down the mountain just fine.
Might not be down the road, but it'll be down the mountain, that's for sure.
Oh! Of course, he's got the fuel wheel stickers. Oh, okay. The Buddy Jeep?
Oh no!
Buddy Jeep's coming to save?
No.
That's a static rope.
I mean, I've only gone mudding once.
Oh, it snapped.
Oh, we got
amazing.
3 of them.
Yeah, that's good. 3.
Oh, look at that! Oh, that's so cute.
It looks like he got stuck initially and just kept turning his tires until he just dug himself way deep in that.
I've watched a lot of Matt's off-road. He's also been on this channel.
That thing's in the mud. All that energy is gonna hit that thing at the same time.
Number one thing he says don't do is use your strap on the tow ball.
Those tow hitches are notorious for just shooting back at the person that's pulling, or people that are standing around. They can get hit too. So it's really dangerous doing that kind of stuff. I like their idea with the tire. To get the rear end up and out is the first thing you want to do in a situation like this, so that you have the grip and everything to turn those tires without digging yourself even more deep into that mud. Mud can be tricky. It's similar to snow, just warm.
If you were alone, honestly, I have no idea. I don't think you could get out alone.
You're gonna have to get a shovel and you're gonna have to dig yourself out of that mud. It's gonna take hours into the nighttime unless somebody comes and finds you.
And that's when the wolves come. Mud wolves.
When that yellow Jeep, he pulls, he just turns his tires. He's not pulling that Jeep out. Versus if you had a winch, you could anchor to the person that has the winch and then pull that pink Jeep out.
I actually kind of love a full pink Jeep like that. That'd be pretty fun.
As long as it doesn't have the angry eyes.
Did you know that the first real mechanic stuff shirt is finally here? That's right. It looks like this. The design is based off the character seen in our channel logo. It's even got a special number at the bottom that you can call and tell us about your car problems. And with help from today's sponsor, Shopify, you're able to order one right now. Shopify is our go-to commerce platform for running donutmedia.com. It's the perfect choice for starting, growing, and managing a business. And if you're just starting out, Shopify offers valuable resources like Business Name Generator and Shopify Learn to help kick things off. Pair that with user-friendly templates and easy-to-use customization options, and you'll turn your idea into a fully operational store in minutes. So join Donut and countless other merchants in boosting your business with Shopify today. Sign up for a free trial at shopify.com/RMS or just click the link below. Thanks, Shopify. All right, let's watch our next clip here.
All right, Jeep on the highway. Wobbly.
Look at that wobble. Jeep wobble.
He's got death wobble. Oh, boy.
Jeeps get a very bad wobble, especially older Jeeps when they go past a certain speed.
With Jeeps, it's not like your independent front suspension. This one, it's straight axle in the front, straight axle in the rear. Usually the steering on these are a Y-link setup, so they're not like Heim joints, they're just tie rods to ball joints.
Most vehicles that we see, passenger vehicles, are independent suspension, meaning that I have two separate sides that can pivot. If one tire goes up over a bump, the other is unaffected. On a straight axle vehicle, they move kind of like a teeter-totter, so if one side pivots up, then the other side is also going to change its angle. Now, what I'm gonna assume from that death wobble, either a tie rod or we are gonna have some sort of bushing that's gonna need to allow for this pivot motion. So when we have more joints and more pivot points that can wear, we build looseness, so as the tires are driving, they start to react to the road.
Essentially, at speed, your wheels want to separate from each other.
Right, yeah.
There's forums on forums of this happening to people. The only way to make it stop is to slow down. Once you slow down, it's okay.
It's just Jeep things, I guess.
Yeah, that's the epitome of a Jeep thing. That's exactly a Jeep thing.
Oh, boy.
Oh, what a cute little Jeep.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Ah! Oh, he's gonna flip.
Oh, no. Oh.
It's got a lot of travel, though.
Yeah, look
and
at
that throttle control at the beginning was great. Stay. Oh, you stupid.
He could have saved it had he had a little bit more skill, though.
Yeah,
like
a little bit more
he tried to
brake.
gas through it.
It's all about the driver. It really is, because that Jeep obviously could climb that.
So when people are flexing, they are showing off their suspension travel. When they're flexing, they are trying to show off how much suspension travel they have.
So I turn my tire into the obstacle, drive up it in four-wheel drive, and then that's flexing.
And then you get out and you take a picture and you post it on Instagram. Hashtag flexing.
Flexing.
If you take your sway bars off, you have a lot of travel just stock, which is why people really like Jeeps, because you can literally slap on 35s and go pretty much anywhere.
Next clip.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Looks like he's got the top down, or a soft top.
Soft top? That's like a net.
Is that a
That's
hailstorm?
not even...
What is it? It's a rainstorm.
It's a lot of rain. That's a whole lot
Oh, no. Oh, that's a river. And the doors are off. This was a bad day.
You got a mesh top, You're wearing a tank top. You thought it was gonna be a sunny day, but then that monsoon comes through, ruins your day, and gets you on Real Mechanic Stuff. Speaking of which, hit us up at realmechanicstuff.com. You might see your clip right here on the show.
Out of all the manufacturers, Jeep made that interior probably more weatherproof than anybody else.
I think Jeeps, you can like hose the interior off and it's okay. Hopefully they're just the ones getting wet and everything else inside the electrical is okay.
Are Jeeps known for suffering from water damage, or would you say Jeep people create water damage?
That, you've got it right there. Jeep people create water damage. They ask too much of their vehicles.
Besides getting wet, are there any other downsides to using a soft top instead of a hard top?
Besides not being protected by the elements, if they were wearing bathing suits, they would have had a great time.
Oh, feel bad for him.
Oh no, that's a Compass. That's not
Oh,
a Jeep.
no.
1,000 miles on it. Thought it had a bad inner tie rod, but actually it's the rack.
It just pulled the whole rack out. Yeah, look at that. That tie rod's
goodness.
strong. You can see where the tie rod fits into because it's a ball and socket joint there. That piece is supposed to be fixed inside the rack housing. When it went to steer, it actually pushed it out of the rack housing, which is pretty impressive.
Nice.
If you're taking it off-road and you're actually wheeling it, the tie rods almost 100% will give out at some time unless you really pay attention to them and you replace them before that happens.
What would happen if this didn't get fixed?
I think you might lose your directional control.
So Jeeps have a lot of history with like being super capable off-road, and then there's like Jeeps like the Compass, which are more, you know.
It's actually a Fiat
Yeah.
dressed up as a Jeep.
Why is it the economy model Jeeps are so unreliable?
Honestly, I think it's cheap manufacturing. They have to keep funding the other Jeeps because these are going to be a lot more to manufacture. The parts have to be made well. So the economy Jeeps are, one, going to help fund some of that cost, and I also think it's going to help them meet their CAFE standards. CAFE stands for Corporate Average Fuel Economy, and so every manufacturer has to meet a minimum qualification where the average gas mileage across all of their fleet of vehicles maintains, I think the current one's 58 miles to the gallon, but people still want vehicles like this, and they still want Suburbans, and they still want cars that don't get good gas mileage, so they have to sell all of your Chevy Sparks or your Jeep Compasses to help average out that, so the enthusiasts can still have fun.
Okay, Jeep owners, you're paving the way for all the other Jeep people to have their fun. We salute you.
Don't buy a new Jeep.
Don't buy a new Jeep.
Listen to the quality of these plastic parts.
Oh, plastic makes
Come
noise.
on.
This guy's
Yeah.
Do you see the giant bubble under the display?
I do. I do see it.
the plastic cover's still on it.
That's what it looks like, right? Oh, come on.
It's.
I think you're just whining.
I
Look,
think
it didn't even make a sound when you did that. Like,
It's hard to tell which model Jeep this is because it is a lower trim model like the Compass we saw in the previous one. Like, that's a budget vehicle.
any economy vehicle, the plastic interior is gonna make those sounds.
Yeah, if that was a $100,000 Grand Wagoneer, you can complain.
Sure.
That's fine.
The thing is that almost every car, when you start investigating, it's gonna do this.
I'm not spending my time pressing on stuff. I have my hands on the wheel, I turn the volume knob. That's all I do. As long as those things feel okay, I'm fine.
I think people still associate Jeeps with off-road capability.
Jeep, from the beginning, it was really a do everything, go anywhere type of car or truck or whatever you want to call
Almost
it.
like a tractor.
Yeah, the thing with Jeep is I think slowly it turned into a family vehicle. I really like the idea of the Jeeps being used as what they were intended to be used for, which is going off-road, adventure, and having fun outside of the city.
Next clip.
Muddy Jeep.
Always.
Big
Oh,
mud puddle.
see, that's cool. Oh.
And ooh, that was a little deeper.
Rough country. Is his front end touching the hill on the other side?
Oh, perhaps.
Because it might be so rutted out. He's in the hole, but
hard
the
to
front end
tell.
is against something.
There might be like a shelf there.
Yeah.
Never assume the depth of water.
He's got that high lift jack. He could have used that.
There you
to
go,
check it.
yeah.
With mud, it's hard to predict what your car is gonna do because as soon as you get slippery, you just dig yourself in and it's a shit show.
We keep seeing this trend of these Jeeps running around with tires that don't seem to have like a very bitey tread.
That is a street tire,
Yeah,
sir.
that's a street tire.
The tread depth of that tire is just not enough to bite in that soft mud. Even if that was half as deep or a third as deep, that really steep hill after that really soft mud, that's a bold move.
But I'm in a Jeep.
Yeah.
In mud, snow, stuff like that, you want good tires. Yeah, it costs money, but it's worth it. It's totally worth it.
One of the other things about going through mud holes and water is when the bottom of the whole vehicle is like right at that limit, it suctions. So all the air escapes and then you just get sunk down. Maybe more speed next time or turn around.
All right, next clip.
Oh, yeah.
Crawling on your boy's Jeep.
Flex on me, bro.
Oh no!
Oh, the video wasn't over! Oh!
I'm gonna assume that maybe something was going on with the ring gear anyways, maybe a stress fracture or something that caused that kind of to domino and kill those teeth.
That is a far drop. And if he was on throttle in reverse,
Yeah.
your ring gear isn't as tough in
Yeah,
reverse.
no, you're right, you're right.
Oh, he didn't get a stronger one for those fat tires he's got because he's a mall crawler.
Mall crawlers, it's really just Jeep with pink handles and the pink grill and the great angry eyes that you see at the mall.
The angry eyes.
I hate it.
It's like seeing someone wear a band t-shirt that you really like, and then you ask them about it, and then they don't know any songs, basically.
Yeah, that's exactly like, what trails do you go on? Trails?
This guy probably didn't upgrade anything mechanically besides suspension and tires. So when you have giant tires like that and you fall down while in drive, in this case he was in reverse, it probably just broke everything inside of his rear disc because it wasn't strong enough for his tall tires. He's not worried about gas mileage. He's not worried about power. He's not worried about any of that stuff. He just needs to look like he can do this stuff.
It really also comes down to quality of your actual gears. Because at the end of the day, that's what's running your Jeep is these little teeth everywhere along your vehicle that gets that thing in motion. And if you don't pay the money and you get the cheap stuff, it shows.
Let's see the next clip. Hey, this guy's doing real Jeep stuff.
Whatever he does, it's gonna be good.
Maybe a little
Pretty
too
big
much.
rock right there.
You're gonna approach it?
Uh-oh,
he slipped.
Is he stuck between the two rocks?
Yeah.
He didn't set it up.
Yeah.
You gotta set it
Now
up.
he's sitting on the bumper.
Oh no. I'd say when you're off-roading, it's much like a chess game. You have to set up for the next move. So if I'm gonna go over this rock, what position is that gonna put me in, and what's the next obstacle, and am I set up enough to achieve that next obstacle? As he was going through, I'm looking at that big-ass rock in front of him, and he had no plan of attacking that. He had to have changed the angle so at least the tire was ready to approach that rock, but it's dead center of his bumper. So once he went over that, now he's literally jammed up in between a rock and a hard place.
What's good about having an old vehicle like that and having fun with it, you don't have to care. Like most people, if they did that with their new vehicle, they'd be like, oh my God. But these guys are like, oh, I'm stuck.
So I think this is the spotter's fault because that guy didn't tell him his rear tire's about to slip. He was too
Right,
busy filming.
right, yeah.
This is why you have a spotter. It's one of the most important things about being off-road. That buddy system also includes them being your spotter. Check the obstacle, plan the obstacle, and make sure you have good communication. And that's it.
Oh, that looks like my Jeep.
What? Well, look at all the wiring. Everywhere. Wires.
Oh, it is my Jeep. It is an XJ, of course. Oh, why?
Whoa.
Look at that loom. I'm pretty sure that wasn't meant to be loom.
That's entirely too many
There's
wires.
something burned on the valve cover already.
Wait, is that the cap and rotor?
What a nightmare. Oh, that just gives me anxiety.
What would you do if this pulled into your shop?
Nope.
You can drive that right back out of here, buddy.
Back out.
That positive isn't even connected to anything. Oh,
This
why?
is a joke. Like, what?
There's probably a lot of unnecessary wires under that hood.
He's fine. He just has to loom
What
it.
is this? What is this?
I don't know.
So we've been throwing a lot of shade at Jeeples in this entire video, so we're gonna flip the switch and switch over to why people love Jeeps, and they've been loving Jeeps since 1940.
Oh, no, these guys are
That's
great.
exactly what I'm talking about right here.
In an open wheelies Jeep with the windshield down? In the old tires?
That's a little.
Oh!
I concur. Hell
That-
yeah, Grandpa.
Hell yeah, Grandpa.
That guy probably lives there. He probably lives under one of those rocks. And
He's having a great time. Look at that face, too.
yeah. Actually, this Jeep has a roll bar. A lot of them don't. I've seen videos where they just jump out and let the Jeep go.
Oh, God.
And I just want people to know I don't actually hate Jeeps. I actually really love XJs. It's so much fun because they're crap and you don't have to care and they're easy to fix. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like what we're doing here and send us all your clips of automotive fails to realmechanicstuff.com. Also, if you want to be a guest mechanic on this show, make sure you visit that website as well. Thank you, Angelina. As always, Natasha, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good one.
I just built a lowrider, and I bit off a little bit more than I can chew.
To help us understand what we've gotten ourselves into, we're here with real lowrider mechanics to break down spectacular lowrider fails from TikTok.
And along the way, I'm gonna teach you guys how to get that sexy lowrider look on a budget. And I mean a budget.
First clip. Oh, he's hopping.
That thing bouncing. Oh my God!
Why they're all running? Oh!
Fire in the back.
Oh!
Burn. Oh, man. God. That's a good fire.
That lit up fast.
That's going to be hard to put out.
Yeah.
You definitely want to keep your fire
That's already, like, in the front seats.
Oh, yeah.
That spread fast.
Interior headliner gone. And it's starting to get up.
Boom. And then there's that. You see there's, like, some sort of little implosion inside.
That was the flash.
Yeah, there's a flash.
The solenoids, they do melt, burn. Battery can become loose. The battery hold down can move and slide and arc out. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do. If it's not tight enough, it could cause a fire in lowrider. You definitely need to keep that fire extinguisher on you.
Any project car at all, not even just a lowrider, track car, drift car.
A lot of times it'll come out, you can just throw your shirt on there and put it out, but that immediately, that escalated quickly.
But I mean, that happens. That's part of the sport. They build them to hop them, and when you hop in a car, everything's moving. And if the batteries ain't charged right, and they make an arc too, that sucks.
When you run hydraulic systems, you're running multiple batteries depending on what you're doing. In this circumstance, he can hop it, so I'm assuming he has at least 5.
He's probably got, I would imagine, 16 batteries minimum in the trunk of that car.
That's a lot of batteries.
Should have been getting up a little bit higher. I've had probably at least a good 20 fires. And I one time dipping down the street, yeah, my buddy's honking at me. I'm like waving back at him.
Like, yo.
Then I start to smell it. It almost, to me, it smells like when you open a brand new box of sneakers is how I recognize the smell. So you'll dip and you know you're on fire. I can always tell when my buddy's been driving down the street, hitting the switch a bunch because he pulls up and you can smell it. Next clip.
Oh,
59, baby.
Oh.
On golds.
Oh, what happened?
Oh!
Damn.
We call that the kickstand.
Oh, that's nice, too. That is like 100 spoke.
When you see it go down and he lets off.
And then he stops. He's like,
he kind of let off the switch for a second.
Yeah, what's about to happen? And then boom.
Ooh. It's part of the game. It doesn't feel very good when other people say it's you, but it is part of the game. Like when you're the guy that this happens to. I've seen a lot of guys in the game, they tie it up. They get like some kind of strap and tie it up, and then they just three-wheel their car all the way home.
Really?
Yeah. The ball joint, I mean, what's that, 50 bucks?
Yeah.
But the wheel, he's rolling all golds, and I think there was Zenith, and I would probably say that was probably $1,500, $2,000 fix, just having some.
If that happened to any of my wheels, I would cry.
Dayton's are the wheels. If you're the flyest guy pulling up in your lowrider, you got Dayton's on.
They call them meatballs. So when they land, they like this, they retract. They go like boom, it takes the impact. It takes the impact.
Whoa,
like, over and over and over like that.
that's
why
kinda lit.
that cushion's on it. The springs are moving around. If it was a solid piece and you're just bouncing that bad boy's gonna crack.
All right, let's hop into that next clip, though.
There you go.
Oh.